I wanted to thank you for taking time to speak with me today.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out and yeah, hitting me up.
Grip Your Steel is a kick-ass album. You have to be very happy of the response and it being out into the world. How does it feel to have it out?
Yeah, really good. It came together very quickly. That's for sure. I formed the band in July of 2025, so it's only been a little over a year. And yeah, it feels really good to have it out. They're older songs, and so we can kind of get into that, but yeah, it feels really good to get it out there. So.
And then speaking of you forming this band last year, how did the formation start? Did you put ads out or how did it go?
I put it together with this guitarist from another band I'm in because I wanted to do a thrash project,
Hmm.
and it just that's what it was going to be, like a side project. And he wanted to play thrash too, and so I was like, let's do it. And I was on tour, this little mini tour last year with a few other bands, and one of the guys in one of the other bands is someone I played with in the past from a different thrash band called Valiant Bastards. And he's the guitar player singer. And we caught up and we talked about all these songs that we had, and he asked to join. And so that was pretty much it. It was the three of us, and then Lucas, who's the guitar player singer, um, he knew someone that wanted to play bass and wanted to play thrash, and so
Excellent.
it all came together very quickly. Getting Tyler in the band took a little more time, um, because the original guitarist, uh, he just didn't work out, so he had to go, as it happens. And we did put out some ads, but we got him through just knowing people, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how it all came together. Yeah.
Now, one of the things I truly love about the album is it's straightforward all the way through. I
Yeah.
love the approach.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the whole purpose of it. Um, kind of, I, I hate to say the word rule, but the the idea for these songs was to have them all under like 4 minutes.
Mm.
Um, and now I'm not saying if it's like it's 4:05, oh, we got to cut it
Yeah,
back five
right.
seconds. Like that's not what I mean. But uh, the idea is just thrash. Just go to the point, have it just knock your fucking balls off,
Sure.
and let's just go and keep going and keep going. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the idea of it, just thrash. But we also like groove a little bit. And you can hear that in some of the songs, the heavy metal aspect of it. There's even some, black and death riffs in
Sure.
there too. So it all comes from all these different places and it becomes thrash. So
And I
yeah,
wanted to ask you if you could speak on one of my favorite tracks of the album, which is Soul Burner.
yeah.
I wanted to ask if you could talk on how that song came to you.
So that was pretty much all Lucas. He kind of had all these different riffs kind of thing, and it all just kind of came together in that. And actually, with that song, there was lyrics at first, and Lucas was like, I don't know, I don't really like it, and he couldn't get it to really fit very well. And so I was like, well, let's just make it an instrumental, dude. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, okay. So,
And
there you go.
and I think the placement of that track is perfect on the album. How
Yeah.
much how much time was spent on placement of tracks?
Oh,
Did it go
not
through
too.
different like formations and trying to give it a go?
Yeah, so originally it was this kind of like live set list that we have right now, which is different than what's on the album, the layout of the album.
Mm,
And it's kind of weird because it's like live, these songs work a certain way, but on a recording it works a different way.
sure.
Yeah, and so it's like because some of the songs kind of start out the same, where there's like a kick going and there's like rising cymbals and stuff, and we didn't want those like one right after another on the album. We thought it might get a little too monotonous, so we shifted things around a little bit. And also, you have to think of like, well, okay, well, we want to put them on a vinyl, and you want to kind of have them be somewhat equal on both
Sure.
sides.
Right.
So something to think about there. And yeah, so it took a little bit of time because we were kind of like, we don't have to totally get it down right now. So, but it wasn't that long. Like Lucas and I, we really are kind of on the same page when it comes to a lot of these things. So it came together very quickly. Yeah.
Another standout track for me is Rights of the Wasteland. I wanted to ask if you could speak on that track as well.
Yeah, so that's a Mad Max inspired song. Um, and that is another one that was kind of left over from the other thrash band that him and I were in called Valiant Bastards. And that was one that we had kind of around for a while
Mhm.
and kind of sort of half written. And then once we picked it back up, it was like, oh yeah, that song. Oh yeah, that song. And
Right on.
yeah, and then once Lucas and I get writing and into that mode, it just comes together. And so yeah, that's another older one that's been around for a little while, kind of on the back burner. So it's I guess you could say it's taken a long time for it to come together, but not really. So
Right.
yeah.
And during the recording process and
Mhm.
before even the recording process, were there songs that didn't make the cut for the album?
Uh, yes. Yes, there were. There were probably about, oh man, six or so. No, maybe more than that. Because Lucas is just a writing machine. He
Mm,
just he goes and goes and goes, and he's got tons of riffs. And yeah, there's six or seven, something like that, that are good, but they weren't really thrashy. And we stole some parts here and there from some songs. Um, but yeah, there was a good amount that didn't make it. So, and that might go for a different project he'll do or
sure.
whatever. But um, yeah, there's a lot of riffs. So
And in speaking of
yeah.
the Mad Max theme, I wanted to ask you, what are your writing inspirations? Where do they come from as far as your lyrical style?
Um, I can't really speak for Lucas. I'm not really sure, but he's more of like mystical stuff, uh, shows, movies, sci-fi,
Mhm.
stuff like that. He might touch on like, well, like Butcher's Bastion is about a murderer.
Sure.
Midnight Lurker is about like a creepy guy. You know, like he'll do some weird stuff like that sometimes, and maybe touch on like some war stuff, but usually it's sci-fi or mystical kind of a thing. Not super serious stuff. We're not getting political or
Right.
religious or anything like that. We like to keep it fun and funny. So that's more of the inspiration is like let's have fun with this. So
And another great aspect of the album is the album artwork itself. I wanted to
yeah.
ask you if you could speak on the concept behind it and the artist that was involved.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to Daniel Porta. He's the one that did the logo, the album art. Yeah, he did all of our like the inside tray and everything. His Instagram is the Pit Forge, I think, all one word. So go check him out. He does amazing work. He does a lot of work for a lot of bands. Um, really easy to work with too. And then the inspiration comes from the song Full of Lead,
Mhm.
and it's about like a faceless kind of bounty hunter guy. And the guy on the front with the gun to his face is whoever he was like hunting down. And so The guy from Full of Lead, that's his hand that you see
Mm.
in the front end. And it's set in like a Western time. So, and then Grip Your Steel is from the lyric. There's a phrase in there, Grip Your Steel,
Right.
in the song Full of Lead. So that's where the whole album art and everything, the feel and the motif all comes from that song.
And I wanted to ask you, one thing that struck me right away was the extra US in the name of the band. I wanted to ask you if you could speak on that.
Yes, yes. So I was just looking up words as you do for a band name, and one of them was Imperious, and Imperiousus is like the Greek or Latin version.
Oh,
I think it's Greek of just the word Imperious. And I think there's already a band called Imperious. But there was nothing for Imperiosus, which I was really surprised with. And I did like a deep dive internet search to
sure.
make sure there was no one or nothing that had Imperiosus.
Sure.
I think there's a few albums that have Imperiosus in it or something like that, that I was able to find.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, taking that, and I signed up for all the uh, social medias and everything with that name, and so I could snag it. But that's where it came from, just the word Imperious.
And you mentioned that this was formed out of wanting to do a thrash album. I wanted to
Hmm.
ask you, will there be another stage for this band as far as going live, or will it be a studio effort going forward?
No, we definitely want to do live. We love playing live, and I think the energy comes a lot more when
Sure,
live
absolutely.
situation. Yeah. Um, and I mean, I like recording too and everything, and you need to get material out there. Um, but as far as the live stuff goes, I want to kind of focus more on like quality of shows. I want to get us on like festivals, stuff like that. I've never played at like a open air kind of festival,
Sure.
and I'd love to get us on there. Um, that's kind of more the focus is, and also getting more of a regional following going on. As much as, I'd love getting us all over the world, of course,
Right.
Um, I think having a regional, like rabid following of your band would just be so helpful, really nice, getting the word out there, having more people come to the live shows, more energy, more excitement, all that kind of stuff. So that's really the focus right now
And
is get, yeah.
and in speaking of overseas, I noticed there's a great response, like in Germany, Sweden, on this album.
Yeah, it's been very like the positive response is just I feel so good. It's
Mhm.
it's really because we put a lot of effort, a lot of practice, a lot of time into these songs, a lot of money into all this stuff, and to have the response that we've gotten has been very, very exciting and like kind of I, I guess humbling in a way too. It's and I can't really explain why I think it's humbling, but it just it's like thank you so much. That's kind of like my feeling when I see all this positive response. It's like thank
Sure.
you everybody for the kind words, and like they're sharing it around, and
Yeah.
people like you have been reaching out like they want to know more about it and do the interviews and reviews and everything like that. So it's exciting and humbling and just awesome. It feels so good.
And
So,
yeah, I
yeah.
think a great thing about this album is that it takes you in right away. And as you're going through your album, you're like, man, I can't wait to hear what's coming next. And that's what makes this album so great is that you're always looking for that next thing because when the album's over, you're like, fuck, it's been 5 minutes, and you want to go back and start the journey again.
That's awesome. That's great if that's what it does to you and it pulls you in. That's that's what we were going for. Um, a big thing for me that I really like about this band is that like I wanted to make music that I would listen to if I wasn't in the band,
Sure.
if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not trying to sound a fool myself or the band is full of themselves. It's just like I would listen to this if I wasn't in the band.
Sure.
And so
Absolutely.
that's that's what I wanted to do. Um, and that's the music we make is like when we have a rehearsal, all of us are like excited to go play. I
Hmm.
love playing these songs. I get excited playing these songs. And I think that has helped with the music, and hopefully it comes through in the music that we love, just
Absolutely.
fucking love playing this. So yeah, that's where we're at, and we hope that it can stay that way and keep us moving forward.
And I wanted to ask you personally if you could take me back in time and tell me how your musical journey began.
Sure. It began before I was born. Okay. So I blame the whole thing of why I play drums on my mom because when she was pregnant with me, the whole time she was still doing jazzercise. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
It's that exercise thing. Yeah. So I'm in I'm in her belly and she's bouncing around,
Yeah,
she's doing things to the rhythm and everything like that. And I came out like I loved music just from a kid, being a kid, like,
sure.
and I would always pick up the rhythm and the beats and everything like that. Um, Even as just a super young child. And then I started drum lessons at 15. I did those for a few years, and then I started playing in bands and stuff like that. And that's once you get into a band and you have to really practice and really
Sure.
grind, that's when your chops really start to form and everything like that. You listen to tons of different music and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I started as a little teeny baby in my mom's womb. That's
And I
that's where my yeah.
and then speaking of that, I wanted to ask you, we talked about you've been in different bands, and I'm sure you played with numerous basses. How important is the chemistry with your basses when you're creating?
It's something that is definitely overlooked. Um, and I think it's very important. And Cameron's gotten a lot of compliments on this album for his bass, his sound, his playing, the creativity.
Hmm.
That was all pretty much him. Like we didn't tell him like, "Hey, play this."
Right.
You know, sometimes it was if we're writing something and we're like, we had an idea the bass would be like this, then yeah. But most of the time, it's just him doing what he does. And yeah, we wouldn't have the sound without Cameron and how he plays, what he plays. And we really wanted to bring him out, make sure he was
Mm.
heard.
Sure.
That rhythm, that low end is part of our sound, especially going back to Soul Burner.
Right.
Like during that clean section, that boom, boom, boom. Like, oh man, like he did that. That's all him. And it's just like, that is so fucking perfect. Oh my God, dude. And it really makes that part stand out. And it's so good. And I'm so glad he's in the band. I'm so glad all the guys are in the damn band. It's great. So very important to us for sure.
And along your musical journey, what do you feel has been the best advice that has been given to you along the way?
Oh boy. Oh man. The best. Oh, mm, patience. Patience is, yeah, you got to be patient. Um, like there's different personalities, there's different uh, outlooks on things, what people want to do, what they want to hear, and everything like that. You just you got to be patient. It'll work out. It'll come together. in one way or the other. You
Sure.
know, it's it's okay. It'll be okay. You know, like for example, Lucas is he's getting married next month, and he's kind of taken all of September and October off. Not all of it, but a lot of it for his wedding and his
Sure.
honeymoon and all that stuff. And
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, but I want to play shows. Like, oh, God
Right.
damn it, you know. But it's like I got to be patient, and
Right.
he's got to live his life. We've all got to have our lives and everything like that. Have that kind of balance. And so, um, yeah, that's a huge one. Got to be patient. It'll be okay.
Sure. And I
So,
think it's
yeah,
true in every relationship. Your relationship
absolutely.
with your spouse and being in a band is like having a spouse. You have
Oh
to
yeah.
get along and you have to find mutual agreements and
Yep.
but also stick your grounds.
Yep.
I always felt like in a band situation, if there's four guys, if you get your way one fourth, one time out of four, you did good.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
agree. I totally agree. That's great. That's great odds, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And now this amazing album is out. I wanted to ask you, what's the best way to get a hold of this album and any merchandise that you have?
Yeah. So right now, digitally is kind of the only way. Our CDs and vinyl are in production right now. It just unfortunately it didn't work out to where we could get it all released
Sure,
at the same time. Just kind of happened that way. But yeah, so those should be ready in about 3 or 4 weeks. And then but yeah, best way right now, Bandcamp or however you want to listen to it. Don't really care. Just get it out there. We want to share it around.
sure,
Share it with your friends, all that kind of
sure.
stuff. But we'll make a huge announcement when the CDs and the vinyls are in, and we'll mail them out to you. We'll get them in your hands somehow. We'll figure it out. And yeah, for sure.
And how is the scene in your area? How is the club scene?
It's actually pretty pretty good in Portland. Surprisingly, it kind of seemed to wane a little bit, and then like we started forming this thing, and a few other bands started that were from other players that have been in the scene for a while, starting other new projects.
Hmm.
Like there's another one here called Stress Test, Seductor, and those other two are they're like a super group kind of a thing, kind of like we are. We're
Sure.
guys from all these other different bands that and then I was like, I want to do thrash, and these other guys were like, yeah, let's do thrash. And
Yeah,
so it's all these other guys kind of mixing together to form these other new bands and stuff like that. And I don't know if it was from the lockdowns, kind of where people are like, I want to go out and like listen to music again, and like let's get this scene going. And it's doing really well. It's still growing, I think. And if these bands, us included, keep getting this momentum going, I could really see the scene exploding
mm,
around here. Um, that would be awesome. I would love to see it grow even more and more and more. So hopefully we can do that. And if we can inspire and help these other bands bring the whole the scene up and everything like that, then we win. I think that would be
absolutely.
amazing. That would be fucking
Absolutely.
amazing. So it's great right now, and it's growing. It's slow, but it's growing, and I hope it keeps growing more and more every year. Yeah.
And lastly, my friend, I wanted to ask you if you could give a message to your fans, what message would you give them?
Oh, geez. We really appreciate everyone, the love, the support, the confidence in us, everything. We love it. We love you. Keep it keep it going. Keep listening. Keep watching us. We're gonna keep bringing you more stuff. And yeah, we just really appreciate everything. So thank you all. Love it.
Well, I wanted to thank you personally for
Yeah,
creating an album that I loved from top to bottom. I think
awesome.
I think this is an amazing group, and I look forward to what lies ahead. And I think anyone that hears this album and takes the time to listen to it throughout will feel the same way. You can
Thank
feel
you.
the tightness of this band, and you can feel the raw energy that you deliver throughout,
All
and
right.
that's what we all want. You know,
Yeah, man.
that's why we love thrash. That's why we love bands
Yeah.
like Slayer, Megadeth, stuff like that. We love the drive, and you
Yeah.
deliver that.
Thank you so much. That was the whole idea. That was the whole point. I wanted to just like go, go, go. Let's
Right.
feel it. Let's get that energy, that rawness, and that's part of the sound of the album that I wanted to was rawness. Like there's
Hmm.
no uh we barely cleaned it up at all. Like my playing, Lucas's playing, like there was a few things here and there that like maybe we just cleaned it up a little bit, but most of our playing, like 99.9% of the playing on that record is raw. We didn't
Right.
fuck with it at all. Like, because I wanted that. I wanted it to be like you're there listening to the whole band
Right.
together and being that tight. And I think it worked pretty well. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. So, and thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Love it.
Thank thank you, my friend. And
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of your day, my friend.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. See ya.